Holy smokes, we're back. Whoa, frame rate. Why is the frame rate so much worse? I'm jittering a little bit. It doesn't help with a smaller window, that's strange. What do I have running? Other stuff. Here's the Unity project we're sort of copying. There's a nice outlining effect here that I'm interested in maybe porting over. We have most of the code already in Ocean Mirror. We just need to change it a little bit to not have the quantization effect and stuff. But yeah, still bad frame rates. What else? Right, so I've done a few things during the weekend and like and such. So for example, you can do this. You can drag and drop a replay file in here and it plays the replay, which is pretty cool. And the files are like binary, and you can see they are somewhat big. It's 177K, which is not too bad. And if you're zipping them, which I think we can do somehow, it can get pretty small, like 82K. However, the format is both too simple and a little bit inefficient, so I think we can do a lot better. So for example, there's no like jump sounds or anything in here. This is yesterday's seed, and then if I drag in today's seed, like it just automatically records and saves these files to. Here's what's a little bit strange. This doesn't seem to lag at all. But is this real time? 2, 3. Does it feel like it runs slowly? Wait. This is supposed to be... Oh, we don't load the proper seed and stuff in here. We should. Because this one feels... Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Hello, Mind Rage. How are you doing? So I do some semi-dumb stuff and some semi-cool stuff, but I more or less just write bytes to a file and then I read them back in a specific order. It's just a list of different whatchamacallits. Also, there's no interpolation or anything, so just 60 FPS. I recorded that. But it feels... It looks pretty smooth on when I look at it here. I don't know if there's any like other interpolation going. Oh, it shouldn't be. It should just work. But I'm more or less just recording a frame. So if we look at replay here, there's this class. Could have been a struct, but hello, Itrim. What's up? Coloration is based on Perlin noise, yes. Ah, cool, Itrim. Yeah, we'll get back to ocean mirror stuff soon enough here. Just gotta get this out of my system a little bit. Hope you had a decent time. Hello, Knife. Pulling me. Good morning. Could be, Zul says, could be neat to make blocks not close to a pickup dark or something. That way you'd know there are pickups near the color for blocks. Yes, could do something like that. That wouldn't be so hard. There's already like a parameter that sets the color of them. We could just set one. Every block has like the closest orb as a reference, and then whenever the closest orb gets destroyed, they would like change that value, maybe fade it in and out, and then stop running the thing. And probably like only if a block is close enough or something. Another thing I've done. Oh, I don't need to close that. Another thing I've done over the weekend is to take that. This used to be like entirely 1x1 blocks, or actually 2x2, but every voxel would be one instance. And I made a random greedy thing that just expands things instead. And it both saves on number of objects, and it gives it a little bit more of a, you know, like should we call it a varied look? I think it looks better. It's less visually noisy, but yeah, there are more things I've done actually. Now that I think of it, the levels are defined by this level configurator now, so you can set up different seeds and stuff, but most importantly, I have like primary, secondary, and jump abilities. And this is something I want to explore a bit around. So, for example, I've added, so you can left click to jump, but we also have this ability which throws a grenade, and then you can click again to kind of move to that. Which sounds pretty exciting. Like you could throw that, pick things up, and then teleport to it. But I find it hard to like use in actual gameplay, and mostly I'm annoyed by when I'm pressing the wrong button. I have to be very careful to not press that button again. So I'm not sure. Maybe the focus shouldn't be on player abilities, but how the level is put together. Let's say we had like speed pads and stuff like that. So maybe you jump on something and you get a lot of speed forward, rather than having you have different things, like abilities on the player. That's one thing I want to think about. And the second is, I don't think it'll be enough, at least for myself, with these colored blocks. I think I want the levels to be more somehow. Like the main inspiration for this. Let me just run you through my thinking on a couple of things right now. Leap Day. Here's actually Super Leap Day is, I guess, the upgraded version, but I think it's. Wait, this one has. What is this? Hey, look at this. Give me not Super Leap Day. Just the original one, because that's the one I remember. So Leap Day is a game where you get new levels every day. And there's a calendar, and you can check that you have cleared the levels every day. And there are new mechanics, all that stuff. I want to make this for a 3D speedrunning platformer, sort of. And I don't think you ever get any abilities in here. It's just like smart and simple and understandable. But maybe most importantly, the levels look pretty diverse. And playing the game, I used to play it a little bit, like every day. They do feel all pretty unique. Made by different colors and backgrounds and stuff. Right? And a couple of mechanics like the different enemies, different block types, different stuff like that. Bouncy shit they have here. I feel like they're... Maybe it would be better to, instead of focusing on different abilities for the player, maybe focus on what the level does, right? Hey, Adam! What a massive raid! I hope you had a good stream, and thank you for the raid. Yeah. Take it easy. We'll see each other soon. Welcome, raiders. We are currently working on a side quest. I'll show you the main project. You can all go on like Wishlist Ocean Mirror, which is our main project. You see in the bottom right corner. I had to do my lefts and rights there. The bottom right corner, some gameplay, and there's a Steam page and whatever. So yeah, welcome everyone. That game is sort of a combat speedrunning FPS, and we've had the idea of doing like daily stuff. And this is sort of a side quest where we're exploring that a little bit. Oh shit, am I peaking like crazy here? How's this? How's the audio? Is it good? Is it too low? Maybe like this? So, for some reason, my computer is angry. But I'm making like a simplified, deconstructed version of this with like a procedural level that's new every day. And trying to learn some stuff, partly for just because it's fun, and partly because it is a some overlap with what we're doing with Ocean Mirror. So, for example, this is a replay. I'm trying to learn how to do that correctly. This is something I did yesterday. The game like plays itself. That's a pretty useful thing. It's also the whole like daily, can we do procedural stuff, or yeah, I don't know if that's something that's going into Ocean Mirror, but definitely replays would. The further we've gone with Ocean Mirror, let me show you how it looks right now, just for the sake of there's a lot of people here, more than usual. Let me bring this up. I stack the player or like track, I guess, or I make frames 60 frames a second. I just keep track of the player position and rotation and camera. That's the only thing I'm doing. Since the runs are pretty short, we don't get that many things. So, Ocean Mirror, I gotta get out of. It's all probably gonna run even slower. I don't know what's going on with my computer. But in this game, we're sort of working on a level editor, so I had to turn that off for the time being. Yeah, so I just keep a list of time-stamped player positions and rotations, and then I play them back at the same rate. There is. You can press 5 in Ocean Mirror item. My computer. What is going on? You can rebind it to R. There's rebinds in here. Like this is no, not good. Like I don't know what the frame rate is about today. You have restart here. It's set to 5 because I press R to reload, like the gun before. That is on R, so you can actually rebind these here if you want to. I think the reload keybind will not be there. I think it's probably maybe it's F in neon white. I don't know. So okay, maybe it's playable enough. So this is Ocean Mirror. The colors are a little bit jacked up right now because I'm in the middle of changing how to do that. You see the timer up top. I'll press R to restart. So like shoot this, and then you can flip around and do this. And you gotta shoot these guys to continue. It's kind of a speedrunning thing. You shoot that, and then you jump into the water to exit. Backspace is very far away from WASD. See you later, Itrum. Did you play with shaders? Yes. I did. So we got online leaderboards, but we don't have replays right now, and it would be really nice to have replays. Let's play a level that's a little bit faster. Like Orbs is a level. Ooh. This is where. I missed one. But some other levels are really short. And damn it. See, I press R now to reload the save because that's what I do in the other game. Maybe it should be R. This level, I'm not gonna break any records here. You can see Defenestrator is at like under 7 seconds on this, which is pretty cool. We got some levels that are a little bit more, shall we say, like combat focused. You shoot a little bit more. There's some more enemies. I haven't played in a couple of days, so I'm a little bit rusty. You can throw grenades. You can even do this, like a railgun type of thing. We're not fully utilizing that yet. Here I got like more than, or almost exactly double the time of Defenestrator on this level. Like you can play so fast. But yeah, that's you can also do like Fortress a bunch faster too. Let's see if I can remember the wait. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Do this, do that, do that, do this, this. So there's always like shortcuts, so you can do it faster. You can see the gold time here. I just beat the gold time. I want to do it faster, but lower than 120 hertz, I can't play games anymore. I don't know. Nah. It's very much like a grind restart kind of game. I need some practice. I can't even do it in the gold time now. Aim is off. Everything is bad. Yeah, so please, if it looks interesting to you, go and wishlist it. I'm gonna work on some other stuff today. Our little side quest project. And we were just talking about like what the idea for the side quest thing is, and it's like this whole daily thing. Could you include other angles other than 180? What do you mean? "90 degrees of what?" Oh, the Z, the flipping like this. I did an experiment, and you could like it could make you go like on any surface. I don't have it ready to, or like I don't have it handy to show, but it was a bit like, it is disorienting as it is, and I felt like it was probably outside of the scope for the game. But it could be cool if it's just the Z flip. I don't know. Hello Munglo, what's up? But anyway, back to the task at hand here. We want to do stuff like procedural levels every day, and the idea is to have different, or the original idea is to have different abilities. So if you go to the this project now, there is the teleport grenade, which you can throw and then teleport to the, should probably not be a grenade because it doesn't really explode. You can do that to kind of get that was the original idea, to have like 25 different mechanics. And actually I did implement the flip mechanic as well in here, just for the sake of it. If we do spawn orbs on flip side is true, and then the level configuration, we change the teleport to the gravity flip ability, and then we restart. This makes it so you can do this. And the idea would be that you would learn to play the game with different abilities and try to get fast with them on each level, and the levels would somehow like a little bit like generate, like this one has some on the flip side here. It doesn't seem to quite work, or I don't know, but it should. You could like be flipped or not, and then you could learn the different things. I found that since the levels don't, it's kind of hard to make the level flipping thing or the grenade. If you don't design the levels around it, it's hard to incorporate it or hard to learn them. So maybe there is some modification of the formula, like you have a week that has 7 randomized levels, and the mechanics for that week would be like a combination of a few things. It could be either like player abilities, or it could actually be like things that the level generator do, like add boost pads and jump pads, teleporters. Maybe there are disappearing blocks, maybe there is rails to grind on, stuff like that, instead of things that the player does. Because I think you need the levels to be different. And this is where we're starting to discuss here. Wait, look at this. We have here freaking a million errors. Could that be why everything is so slow? Oh. Do that. Chunks in different orientations. Yeah, I don't exactly know what it is. There's something weird going on with the frame rate for sure. Good support for trade. I don't know where that is. I am though a lot more annoyed by the frame rate than I thought I would be. So let's see if we can restart or something and get better frame rates. Alternatively, is it because maybe I can remove the preview in OBS and have a better frame rate? Something needs to happen. It's still like jittery somehow. What is that? Can we limit frame rate to a lower value? Maybe that's the... I need to open the settings file for that, unfortunately. But I got it here somewhere. That thing. What if we set it to 120 and then we try again? It's better, for sure. Frame profile. Yeah, I don't know. As far as randomizing for different challenges, could you possibly have chunks that could change the orientation? Yeah, that could be a thing, but I don't necessarily think that the flipping is the core of the game. I found myself like just wanting to almost not even use the dash, because it's just like spamming a button. I don't know if it's that interesting. Let's also adjust the sensitivity a little bit. We could add those little settings somehow in the game. I already have all the code for it. It's good when you go fast, but it could just as well be like the different orbs have like they're an arrow instead, so you pick up the arrow and it shoots you in a direction or something. Dash and double jump is the least inspired movement tech there is. Yes, I know. Pinball on walls, but sometimes vanilla is interesting. We're like, sometimes vanilla is the best flavor. It is weird because, like, say you add a bunch of Or let's say you don't add that many, or like you change it so that every level is only, there's no jump, there's only flip, and you make the level, it's like that that is more specific, makes it a more specific game, and has somehow, I don't know how to put the feeling I'm having around this. Pickup resets your jump. Pickup resets your dash right now. Hold for higher. That's already in there. The thing is, I think something like a flip mechanic wouldn't survive 365 days. So you have to have something else to kind of make things interesting. But then maybe you have like some other mechanic, and then you gotta have enough mechanics that are interesting to split out over a year. I'm thinking like there's a loop. There's 1 year. We do all every day is a new level. Every week is a new mechanic, and you do something with that. But for example, like double jump and dash, yes, it's boring, but there's a lot of depth and familiarity and stuff in that. And you can pair other things like, I don't know, boost pads or whatever. The teleport grenade is a fun one, but it's kind of was hard for me to want to integrate it. But maybe it's the level design that's the problem. Slope, yeah, like the Quake style movement. That's fun. Purchase the leaders replay for $1. Yeah, or you just get it. And I use people sharing the replays as a marketing tool. The fun part about speedrunning is breaking the game. I think that's interesting. It's an interesting like thing. For me, the fun in like Ocean Mirror, how should I put it? The fun with Ocean Mirror is when you have this level, and then it's the competition. Like I give you a score to beat, sort of, or a time to beat. Like Alfred plays a level, or Sub or Defenestrator plays a level, and there's this back and forth of, oh, now I have the record, now you have the record. And then you optimize, and then you kind of learn how to play or execute a route. For me, coming up with the route is not that fun. I think Alfred and I had the same realization. It's kind of fun to just try to execute on a route as good as possible. It's the optimization of play is like the thing. Optimization in service of competition, it would be the fun thing. Let's see what chat's saying. Manglo, if there ever were cheaters getting, if there ever were cheaters getting, that would be a really effective repellent for users to never spend cash on the game. I don't think we'll have like in-app purchases. The thing that I wanna, the replays are there to catch cheaters, more or less, because it's really easy to just submit a score on Steam leaderboard. Like you can just send whatever value. Excitement of finding and exploring weaknesses of the game is really fun. Yeah, I think I'd like that too. It's sort of not this. We're not optimizing for that here, I think. Oftentimes, it's more fun to break things that some other people are playing, like a big game. So I don't know about that. But I get you. I think there's some part of that you want here. Like, you found this new shortcut that wasn't dev intended, or like, I looked at all the other top 10 speedruns of this level, and I figured out that if I go this way instead, I can pick up 25 orbs much faster. Right? So you can break the game, and I don't doubt there are very massive, like, things you can break with this game already. But at the same time, like, yeah, I don't know. So what you're saying, Itram too, like, you like items because it gets you to toy with new inputs. It is the original idea to do that. And they're pretty easy to implement. Probably easier to implement than like level generation stuff. Like, placing a boost pad wouldn't be that hard, but you have to maybe like place it in a way so that there are orbs to pick up after the boost pad, so it doesn't just jeet you into the ocean or something. Sort the score in order to have unique checksums. You can do that, but it wouldn't matter, because Steam is running the leaderboards and hosting the replays in my book, and I don't have like server-side logic to accept or deny runs. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And then on the Steam side, if you own the product, you can more or less just write a little program that takes the ID of the game and just send whatever. Custom data, a little bit, yes. You have 32 ints or something that you can work with. And the way I see this working, just to get out of the design discussion a little bit, I think there is Steam Workshop. You can have like user-generated content. Let's say Steam leaderboard API. So here you can say details, and then you can send an array of these, and then there's a max number of details. So it's something like, I don't know if it's 8, 16, 32, but there's something like that. Wait, was that linked in the second one? Yes. Okay, so you can have up to 64 ints that you send with it. But if you have dedicate one int to the to a link to a replay, and that could be like Steam workshop. I have to. But there's a way to kind of have Steam host your shit, is what I'm thinking. I don't know if anyone has done that in chat. There's a way to award yourself all achievements on the game. Yeah, you can just do it. It's not. You can't really control what the client does unless you're running shit on a server. You're kind of out of luck, is what I'm thinking. So the only thing we have as a effective measure is to have replays and have the community check the top replays and report when they think something is cheated. You can get an API for the leaderboard. I have a PHP script that removed cheaters. The thing I like with using Steam is that you don't have to handle logins or anything like that yourself, and also the players don't have to bother with signing up for something, etc. But I'm using, it's called what was it? It's a service, Dreamlow, for leaderboards. It's a really simple way to do leaderboards, and you don't really need logins or anything. You can just post to a thing and get the leaderboard, but it's very insecure. But yeah, I wouldn't really need to, like, it's not hard to make a leaderboard server. It's hard when you have stuff like Neon White. I was at number 84,000 or something like that, and there's just like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of scores, and there's hundreds of levels. And it just becomes a little bit hard when you have a lot of... You just want it to work, and Steam has bandwidth enough. Add in a secret mechanic where you dashing into the ground makes you slide and increase movement momentum. Yes. So, like, you could think of a bunch of... Not hard to make it, but hard to make it good. Even hard to make it... Yeah, it's impossible to make it, like, perfect. I don't know. I think you're onto something there, Turtle. You can combine the things we've talked about. And maybe it should be like the throwing the teleport grenade could be a thing that you just choose to use or something. So you unlock it by clearing all the levels at a gold time in 1 week, and you get the ability to choose. Your special ability is throw a grenade. I don't know. Actually, like, I guess Neon White does the optimal version of this. We should just make Neon White. But there you get these cards that have their guns. You shoot them, and then you can discard them for an ability. Like the gun gives you a double jump, or you can jump once in the air when you're discarding that gun card. Or the machine gun is a machine gun, so you kill enemies with it. But if you discard it with right click, you shoot a grenade, a sticky grenade, and then the sticky grenade sticks and then explodes, and you can use that to kill multiple enemies, or you can use it to get boost forward if you're quick, or boost upwards. or whatever. There's always Amazon AWS. Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to bother. I think Steam is good. We'll see what happens. It's just free. Free is good. That's what I think. So I wonder how many leaderboards you can have on Steam. Can you have infinite leaderboards? Or if it is like 300, I'm screwed. I can't have like one for each day. Then we need to think about something. AWS, yeah, it's probably very good and so on. And that, like, the file sizes. Let me see if I can find my way to here. Replays. One replay can compress down to like 80, let's say 100 kilobytes. Let's say I get 10,000 players. I'm just making up numbers. So 10,000 times 365 times, let's say everyone plays every day, which is not going to be true, but it's just like a top end thing. And we got 100 kilobytes or 0.1 something like this megabytes. So this is 365 gigabytes of replay data, and that's just for one replay per day. You probably want to have multiple, although I think what I'll do is I'll let you only have one replay accessible from there, but then you want people to be able to watch this, and it's like it becomes a lot of data, even if it's like small files, right? These are very uncompressed. If I take one of the bigger ones, like let's say this one, and make a zip file out of it, I get around like half the size, I would say. And the format doesn't have everything yet, but it's also a little bit wasteful. I save many more rotational values than I need. I could compress it from floats to like probably the position probably needs to be a pretty high precision, but the rotations with interpolation could probably be just like 2 ints instead of like 6 floats. Or bytes, I mean, like a rotation could probably be a 0 to 256. I don't need like that precise rotation. Online replays for top 100 only. Yeah, but then you gotta like scrape it. Instead, if I could make it work, I'd just have Steam handle it, and each user would like, yeah, I don't know how Steam Workshop works. Maybe we should look at that. Isn't it Celeste that has a dash into ground mechanic? Yeah, it is, and they got it from they got it from. Is it Smash or Melee? I don't know. If you ever need ultra compressed, yeah, we can have a chat at some point. We'll see, but I don't think I need that because the game probably won't do that well. First of all, we got to figure out how to make a good version of this that people want to play. And right now, I feel mostly that the fun is almost entirely in competing. If you just gave me a level and I didn't have anything to compare to, I probably wouldn't want to play it that like this is not that fun in itself. The fun comes from comparing myself to people, sending my replays to my brother or to the community on Discord to kind of try to beat each other's scores. I think it has to do with goals a lot. Like if I had like a part-time that I gotta beat to say I've beaten this level today, that would be a totally different thing. So that's probably something. Chasing ghosts is a pretty cool idea until you're ahead of the ghost. But yeah, maybe we should try to get somewhere with this. So I just want to get maybe I should try to get a good score and just have something to compete with Alfred on. I don't like when it gets spammy like this, where I'm just like pressing the mouse button multiple times. Oh, that was dumb. That was so dumb. Now we're getting a little bit better time, I guess. So now our best time is 17. This is also like before I added the best, so I could easily see and remember my current PB. The game was much more boring. As soon as I added that, things became a bit more fun. Oh, there's a small thing with this is that you can like set your start position by pressing 1. It's a little bit like slidey too. I think I want to tighten up the movement too. We'll see. Play the Lovely Planet, yes. I think they're pretty cool. I felt like they're a bit stiff in the movement part of things. But they're pretty cool. They also have like very linear, or mostly at least linear levels that are handcrafted for a specific purpose. I will. I wonder if we have replays, would it be easy to make like a... It's not gonna be faster. No, fell down. But this is what I like about this, where you kind of start finding a way, something, and then optimizing the crap out of that by making better movement and picking when you dash or where you jump. Shouldn't go down there. I should... Damn it. Superflight. Superflight was pretty cool, yeah. I agree with that. It also had that... Every level felt sort of... Like, I think it had different colors and stuff, right? $17.08. It's faster, but it's still like a pretty bad time. I've been thinking about other like what do you call it, convenience things. Like, for example, maybe you could remember which order you picked orbs in and just put a little number and maybe like a little arrow that tells you where to go next. Something that's easy to read at like 100 miles an hour. 10 more. And then I'm stuck there, okay. That's even worse. I don't know. What if you increase movement speed by percentage per orb taken? Yeah, it could have split times on each orb and just pop a little, like damage text in World of Warcraft. It just tells you like you were this much faster at picking this up than your PB or something. Yes. I have I don't know if I placed like 30 orbs or something. And I only need 25. I think like around 20 seconds, somewhere between 10 and 20 seconds are good. Run lengths. But you can hear me doing this when I'm trying to pick up orbs. It doesn't. You can hold the button down. I don't know. I almost prefer the simplicity of not using any abilities when I'm playing. Just like tight jumping and not missing shit like this. It's like almost more fun, and maybe like you mentioned, some speed tech, like you can do a lot of things in Quake, like bunny hopping or slope boosting, stuff like that. Focus on that instead of like buttons you press. I don't know. You're not even flipping. Is this your game? Like, do you have to click to absorb the orbs? No, you just absorb them by distance. I'm gonna make it so that they are sucked into the player. I like when you go fast, but maybe there's some. It needs to be either a mechanic that you swap out, or a mechanic that can survive like a lot of replay. One weakness you see, it is vertical movement. You naturally want to collect top down now. Some mechanic to displace the player upwards in some way could potentially open up routing so you just don't go downwards. Yeah. Orbs have debuffs. Could try the edge. Could try the double edge jump like old school Quake. You can trigger a second jump, so fast jump Y speed stacks. I don't remember how that works. I've actually watched a bunch of. There's this YouTuber called Quake Speedruns Explained or something. Very good name. And it just really good information on how different tricks are done and stuff like that. A good thing with items, you can have X uses, so you could have dash item with X charges. You could also have a map modifier that gives you dash on orb. grenade. I think it depends a little bit on what you want to do. I really like Neon White, and I saw the things you did, and there's a big difference between when the level is like a puzzle you try to figure out. That's the routing part, and then there's the execution part. I kind of like the idea that it's more execution, even though I would say like most people probably would like the puzzle part or the routing part more. The routing part is also more binary, where you either make it or you don't. But I kind of like when it's not that hard to figure out and just harder to execute. I think. Okay, Manglo, I think I get it. It's like you're able to like give you double the up speed, something. Yeah, post a YouTube link. That's okay. I still need to play Trackmania. It's something that comes up all the freaking time. But that's another thing. Like if you have a really solid foundation with some let's see what this is. Oh, is this I don't want to. I can watch this later, maybe. But yeah, so for example, racing games, you generally don't have like grappling hooks and I don't know, like teleporting grenades or something. Am I gonna get like I don't know. Okay, let's watch it then. We'll see what they say. I hope it's relevant too.
Wave dashing is a technique that can make your movement less predictable. It is performed by jumping and immediately air dodging into the ground. Doing this fast enough will make your air dodge momentum carry over by sliding you across the stage. This can be useful to put your character into certain ranges and positions that you normally could not reach by just running or walking. Unlike dash dancing, wave dashing keeps you faced the same direction as you originally started, and allows you to use moves that dash dancing doesn't, like tilts and special moves. While you can't dash from a defensive position, you can wave dash out of shield, giving characters added evasiveness as well. Different characters have different wave dash lengths, ranging from Luigi's wave dash to Peach's. Some characters rely heavily on it to move around, while others use it for smaller positional adjustments. Marth, for example, can dash forward with a down tilt at this range, but his long dash dance range forces him to go too far trying to hit an opponent that's a bit closer. In this case, a wave dash down tilt puts him in the perfect position to attack a close opponent without sacrificing any speed. Another facet of wave dashing is that it can be performed while falling from the air, since air dodging into the ground is the main mechanic of this technique. This is called wave landing, and while basically accomplishing the same thing, allows
this
for
makes
even
no
more
sense to
types
me.
of attack angles
I'll be
than
honest.
ever before.
Like
Combining wave dashing and wave...
I didn't understand. But I guess what you do is like you dash in a certain direction. If you hit the ground, you kind of slide, and there is something with that. Is that how it works? I also don't play these kinds of games. Me and my kid wants to play the new version of whatever it's called, Multiverses, which is sort of one of these games because they have cool characters. But yeah, I don't find it that fun. But what I was talking about before is like if you have a game like soccer, or you have a game like or a game, if you have F1 racing or something, maybe you play it on computer in the real life. The real life. It's like you don't need that many mechanics to make it fun, especially if you compete with other people. And like adding grappling hooks to Formula One racing wouldn't help. There's, instead of having these like big things that change, you have these small optimizations around like how tight you take a corner, or maybe there's some optimization in the changing of tires or refueling or whatever. I don't know those things. But there could be things you do that are more on that wavelength rather than just adding a whole bunch of like stuff. I don't know. There's also the scope part of this where I really want to keep this super tight in scope. I'd rather make something that's 90% of the target in in a reasonable amount of time, and so I can get back to making like Ocean Mirror or whatever, rather than make a perfect game. Racing game with grappling hooks, sure. The point is missed. As I see it, the game deflects character along the ground as it lands. The dashing into the ground makes the velocity so high that deflection results in distance move. Small, hard to master, but easy to execute is the best. None of that is a mechanic in game. But what is the point? The point is that players came up with a way to move faster by using sort of glitches in the physics system. That is the point you're making, right? The same with ledge or like advanced Quake movement tech. Like bunny hopping, or the way you can do like power shit in here. Wow, the mip maps here is interesting. Always run is off. Huh. I actually never learned this. I didn't play enough Quake. You can totally get a lot of speed, and I guess it's a question of the flavor of the game, I think. Tread plays dashing with his sliding. He uses the current velocity. Slide speed might be modified by the dot product of decided direction, so straight forward could be 100%, 25% effective. Okay. Sure. Michael Jackson sliding in the other night, yeah. Allows them to slide on the ground and gain access to any grounded moves. A lot of physics errors do that, yes. But the question is like, do we want to go for like the subtle things or the flashy things? Just a general idea about like what game design philosophy we should use for this game. I was thinking flashy from the start. Now I'm not so sure. So I guess there are three different things to consider here. One is like, do we want like a lot of different explicit abilities that makes every week or level or day or month or whatever we do unique and interesting? Or do we want to do really deep movement tech such as wave dashing or ground I don't know, like slope jumping in Quake or strafe jumping, bunny hopping, like deep shit like that? And then we got the third one, which I forgot. Oh, which is like, do we just make the different levels have different elements in them, like slide things where you can run fast in a specific direction and you kind of route your way through things that way. Because the movement is a result in-game handling the velocity of the player, but the character state isn't really moving, so it allows for other input. Okay. Oh, so like when you're running, you can't attack at the same time, but if you're sliding, you can. Hello, Doctor. 2 pairs of moves selectable before the level, and then add more abilities over time. I don't know. Shouldn't there be layers of it? I mean, 80% of capability should be very easy to master. 15% is relatively hard to master, as it is not as easy to master, but still should be available to use after a relatively shorter learning curve. And 5% should be fucking hard. Sorry for the language. And will get you up in the leaderboard. Yeah. I think that's probably a good summation. The thing I think is for sure is that the levels need to be more interesting than they are now, and we've tried we have a foundation to add different abilities. So maybe we just try to explore in the other direction because we have already explored the other thing. It's not a mystery of how it works. It's just why it's still active, professional gaming to this game day. But I'm saying if a game dev could tap into that kind of thing, it's pure gold. Doesn't the game dev designing for it kind of negate the feeling of discovery when you find these things? There's some, to me, like what you're saying, Turtle, is kind of attractive. Like the sort of, it looks like this game is pretty simple. You just jump, but then there is like some movement tech that is a little bit finicky to execute. I need to find a better exit, sort of. Pick up the first one. It's not an easy thing to tap into. The reason it works in some games and keeps them alive is a big part of having it slipped by the devs. Yeah, and mastered by the community of time. If devs made it intentional from the start, everyone would know about it and use it from the start. Yeah. I think it's the balance of getting the player interested enough in the core that they're willing to invest some more time into unlocking the last 5% bit. Yeah. That if I just sent a tweet out with this gameplay from this boxes and balls game, no one would care enough. And if no one cares, it's not fun to compete. So it needs to have some sort of Something that feels hooky about it. Ah, damn it. Something that, like, one of the main hooks would be like, oh, it's the game where there's new mechanics every day or a new level every day, and that has a little bit of a hookiness to it. But you got to see that those mechanics are something that you want to do every day, like something that interests you. But there are some other motives for making this. Where one of them being like, I just want to learn, I want to make something that I can finish in a short amount of time, and it doesn't have to be the greatest game of all time. Can I make something that I made like a little bit of money on, or something that I can be proud of having made? That's part of it, for sure. I don't know. Toss orb to rocket boost. Oh, this new PB even. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. Is the dash flat now? It is a directional dash. You can like dash upwards or downwards for that matter. It's hard to tell that it's going upwards, but you can like double jump and then dash up, for example. Maybe some edge cubes could be slopes. Sliding down them massively increases the speed. Yeah. So I should take this route around this instead. 2, 1, and then it's not faster. Those are hard to place if you want to proc gen levels. Yeah, that's sort of a thing we wanna discuss too. Like, but we haven't written a single line of code, and we've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. So we need to figure out like what's the next step here. Instead of coyote time, you could always like, that would be very long coyote time. Just increase it, I guess. Give it a direction, up or down. Give it an goal. Make it more of the circles and cube. That's Um, hey, Ayok. Yeah, I'm freaking conflicted here on what the next step should be. Sort of want to just grind the level a little bit more and see if I can beat my time. Can we get a sub 16? I need to figure out how to get like one more on the way there, right? It's 3, 2, 1, go. 13,958. Did you stop updating Lone Ruin? Yes, a long time ago. Unfortunately. That game has not seen enough downloads to make it worth updating it, unfortunately. Adding longer sections instead of one vertical block. Usually hard to keep a game updated if it doesn't bring in enough money, then each update become basically a loss. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about that too. It's what it is, I guess. We could make it more linear, is what you're saying, like Turtle. Now I'm more or less just decided that this is my start position. And this is the way I'm gonna run. I kind of enjoy that. It's even... I don't like this, the thing that I'm doing here. That's not, doesn't feel good. It's possible to release a game more than once though. Yeah, but if you have a publisher, I don't have the publishing rights to it. But I don't know. I just think let the past be the past at the point. Turtle. Oh, not at all, Turtle. I think you are hitting on very interesting points, and I like the challenge you put forward too. Here I think I took... No. Too slow. I think I missed one there, didn't I? I can go slightly different. Yeah. If I were to play, like, let's just ignore all the clicking. The only thing I do is jump. And maybe like jump, maybe there could be different terrains. Like, you should run on this, you should jump on this. It's almost like more precision this way. I don't know. In the start, as you do that 180, that you go off the edge and back in underneath. when I'm doing this. Like here. Oh, I should take that route instead. And here I think I should come from the other side. I need to dash in there. Did wrong. What are the controls? I'm only left clicking and pressing space to jump. That could be cool. Yeah, I don't know. So let's see what we should do today. I have a big to-do list of stuff. Why don't we go to Orb Collector Sidequest? Here it is. Remember, best time is done. And then we have like a bunch of these things. Replays. I mean, they are there. They just need to be a lot better. They need to like record when you're jumping, for example. I don't play the jump sound because I don't know. I just track the thing. Sidewall runability. Yeah. A Savagor. What if when you fell down the level, it starts another one directly, so you can have like 4 levels in a row and time for each level change? Hey, one thing I've had a thought of is to have like a week long. Every level for the current week is playable, and there is like individual times, and then there is a full week long time. So you got to play like level Monday, level Tuesday, level Wednesday, like all in a stretch. It'll take you like 2 minutes, but it would be like a little bit more of a longer thing. High jump, slow time ability to pick the next. No, like there's a lot of potentials. Keep control super simple and have ground force jump, ice physics. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. The movement shifts with the ground, not with your input. Yeah, I feel like, what if it was at least a little bit less like about pressing buttons that do things? Instead, it's like I need to move to this part of the map or pick this up. Say an orb could have, say orbs are arrows instead, and they will like push you, when you pick them up, they push you forward in that particular direction. So it's more about how the level is generated rather than the abilities that you have. I think that's what we should be exploring today. Whichever way we go, if we still keep the player abilities, I still think we're gonna need the level mechanic stuff in there. So either way we go, I think this is something we should explore. So I think we should write down some of the things that we would like in here. So I have a bunch of ability ideas. So like maybe you could just have a gun that you collect orbs with. One thing that can destroy the level, you just shoot and then there's a little bit of a delay before you can shoot again. And then one ability is like you set a return point with like right click and then you run away and then you right click again and then you're instantly teleported back to where you were. So if there are 2 paths, you can kind of find, let's go here and then press again and you go back. A really long dash, I guess. This I think it can just be like hold it in to go really fast, but you can't turn. Teleport to, so just aim at an orb and then click to teleport to it. Maybe you could go through the walls and roof and stuff. And then maybe you can throw a boomerang that kind of goes around and returns with the orbs to you. But then we also have level mechanics. Um, yeah, yes. Speed pads, jump pads, disappearing blocks. I want to have like maybe it should be like speed rings that can have a direction, so that if it's a speed ring that points downwards, you're like really fast, going down really fast. So in Neon White, you have these you run faster on water, and then there's these like arches that are like water installation. You can just run along those, like almost ice physics, but just you move faster forward. They're not slippery at all. You have portals. You got spikes that you gotta like not touch, so it makes the movement a little bit trickier. Maybe they're like rotating lasers, stuff like that. We can just try adding to the level generation. None should include going back or waiting on something. Waiting is probably not a good idea, but going back could be useful. Like if you start in the center and there's a bunch of bunch of orbs this way and a bunch of orbs that way. Could be interesting. Just run along, pick those up, teleport back, do a 180, and then pick those up. Make the level more active part of the routing. I think that's an interesting part. I mean, the level is already branching, right? So you could go here, or you could go down. Let's say I had the recall. I could like do this, and then like place the recall here, jump down, pick all of these up, and then recall, and then you would get there. I don't think that doesn't sound weird to me at all. Yeah, portals, they're already in the dock. you could do portals. Now the goal is to pick up a certain number of orbs. Like you finish a level when you have 25 orbs. That's the whole idea. It's hard to get in there. Maybe I wasn't clear on the like actual goal of it. But there's a number here that you want to reach 0. Yeah, portals are in there. It would be cool if there was some. I think you're onto something, Itrim, too, with what you said. Like maintaining momentum is a little bit interesting. Permanent through next round. Yeah, that would be cool, but I don't know. As soon as someone figures out the optimal path, branching is pointless. I don't think you get the. I think we're talking about different things, maybe. The optimal path could be go 100 meters in that direction, and then teleport back to the center, and then go 100 meters in that direction. Like, that could be the optimal path. The branching is just, it's not a thing. Like, the level is just a blob of different geometry and orbs, and then you've got to figure out which order you pick up the orbs in. Does that make sense? But I know what you're saying. Like if branching was like take left or take right, then someone would figure that out. Here, like let's turn off the daily seed and just do random level. Because there are different levels, right? So this is an entirely different level. And it's got like something where you can go up and kind of go here. Okay, so this one is different. Maybe I want to start, because this is something that came up, because you can set your start position. Now I will, oh, I messed up. Oh, right, because it's random, it doesn't save the start position. Never mind. That doesn't work. But you can, it is a very big, if you know the traveling salesman problem, you know that it's going to be really hard to actually calculate the actual optimal route. You're going to have a good enough route, and then you'll figure it out. Music might be louder, yeah. Let me get, yeah, it is. It's a little bit louder. Is this better? Thanks for letting me know. Trackmania is a lot about hitting gear, so specific speed thresholds before you... Wait, don't scroll. Before you go into corners and parts of the map to maintain the speed. Yeah, like maintain... It's a part of... Turtleburgle was rocking out, yeah. So, if it is about maintaining speed, compared to... I'm gonna go back to the not randomized seed, not daily, just one seed. Seed 1337. Is this a good seed? I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of weirdness going on here in the center. But like Neon White is a game that is not that much about momentum. You just press the button and you go a certain speed, and then it's more about like, can I like can I take this corner a little bit faster by the angle that I move my mouse instead? Something like that. This game I feel should have a little bit more of that sense of sense of momentum. Classic Sonic problem. I know what you mean. So maintaining momentum as fast, like go as fast as possible. In Neon White would be to use the abilities in a way where you go as fast as possible, and then there's like super speed tech, like the where you're supposed to be like just above the water to go even faster than if you're on the water, so you kind of hit your head on different like ledges and stuff just to go really fast. Hello Spires, what's up? Thank you for the raid. Could be nice to have last play as a line through the level or chosen path you made. Yeah. You need longer levels. Here? I don't... I don't know. Late for lunch as usual. Yeah, I will. I will have a good one. Thank you. You too. So... Don't worry, Turtle. But I wonder if we're kind of rabbit holing a little bit instead of making progress. Maybe it doesn't, maybe we can't. Oftentimes when you have these discussions and it's like really hard to come to a conclusion, it's oftentimes because there isn't a simple solution. You got to try it out and feel it out. Right? So what we should be doing is say, what is the easiest thing to test that has a potential of like being really cool? And we should try that out instead of trying to figure out what is good or bad. But it is good to have like some reason or some sense of measuring whether or not, like a goal that you want to hit. Like I want the game to feel faster, or I want it to be focusing on something. But I guess we just don't know yet. We don't know what the thing should be. Maybe test limiting dash. Only recharge dash when you collect an orb. Only recharge dash when you collect an orb. It's hard to feel fast in a little cube area. That's a very fast thing to test. So the level generator has some boundaries here. Make this 80 by something instead, and then I actually have, for an unknown reason, I have everything in code here, everything else, or it's not unknown, I know what it is, but or why it is. But if we increase this to like 800 instead and then restart, we will see like a bit of a bigger level with further between the different orbs, more weird. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, but it did work out. If we have a bigger level, we could do something like making the game Trailblazer. Let's see here. What was I thinking? I was thinking about the jump. So the jump ability. Let's just take a step back and think about if we're doing. No, we want the jump ability. Jump, but we don't want the dash. We want to have. Only thing you can do is jump, and then we have this like forward. Where is it? It should be in here somewhere. Initial force move. Oh, this is it. So if we just double this, so you can move faster by jumping instead. So it becomes like gives you some more speed forward when you're jumping instead of the dash. I think there's something to like having a simple mechanics, like fewer buttons to press. I think that's probably good. But then when we don't have the dash, some jumps become really hard. Like how can I don't know that I can make it up there. Oh, I can if I just hold it in a little bit. This level is a lot harder to route, and you're likely gonna want to. Let's set the starting position up here. Maybe it should be like over on that end. Start here maybe. And then maybe if we're doing this, maybe there should be like if you pressed, damn it. It takes a little bit of time to generate this level because it's much bigger in terms of like the size. I think this is too big. Let's tweak it down a little bit. Let's do 400 and slightly like 60, 30, 60 instead. Let's try that. It's a bigger cube, yeah. Oh, here's an interesting one. Since I set the starting position, I gotta reset that. I have a button for it, so it's okay. So what if we started here? Oh, I almost want jump to be on left click. Feels pretty finished. You see how wall climb could come into play there? Yeah. A wall run or something could be cool. Or like a grappling hook would also be pretty fun. Throwing a grenade or throwing a thing that you can teleport to would also be fun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a more interesting like format for the levels. How do you feel about picking your start position? The reason I made it is because it was quite hard to figure out a good way to orient. So you're not like looking into nothing and then every time you restart you have to like turn around. You could just remember the position when you first press the movement key and which direction you were instead, so you don't have the ability to pick the start position. It feels a little bit like too much. Oh, I made it. We do this like color shifting thing. That's also making it a little bit harder to know where you are. So maybe we want to turn that off. I can just do this and we'll get like the non-affected thing. It's a bit too noisy now. That's pretty though. Just add multiplayer. Async multiplayer is pretty cool. It would be pretty easy to just make multiplayer in this, because it's just sending the position and rotation of other players. The only hard part would be like lobby and maybe that we have to have player models. But yeah, I don't know. 3D plus retro graphics, like you have an example? First make game fun, yeah. Tetris themed. Remember those levels in Sonic? Like I know someone mentioned Sonic before. The like in between Sonic 1 you had these like semi 3D no, I guess they were just like rotating in one like bonus level feel. I don't know. Tetrick. It is sort of Pac-Man, yeah. You should have things chasing you and stuff. Maybe this is a better, like I think this could be a better size of the level than the one we had before. Seems like it generates. Let's turn on random seeds here and just do a few and see how it works. Only up without textures, sort of. That's one level. Here's another level. Now, yeah, some blocks are really glowy. Looks like a quilt. Could be the name of the game. Yeah, I think I enjoy these levels a bit. I wonder about the dash. It is, as someone mentioned, really the most boring slash vanilla kind of movement mechanic there is. Double jump and dash. You just need an artist. Could be something. But shall we try like implementing something like a booster pad or something? So in this level, for example, where would we place them? Let's pick another one. It doesn't matter. But like, it would. I think it should affect a couple of things. Like if there is we can detect if there is like a long straight line or something like that. Either we could remember where those are from the random walk generation, or we could detect them afterwards. We could say, for example, here it would make sense to have like a long speed pad that goes along, and then we could also like force place orbs in there. So here you would jump on it, and you shouldn't jump on them because just standing on the booster pad would be or like running on it would be faster. High chance on lower ground, maybe? Throw shit and see if it's 6. Like if it pukes. Pretty cool. Like you could put those in here. And then we got like bounce pads. We could place them whenever there is a... All this is gonna give it a little bit of more of a what should we call it? Like a more handcrafted feel. Just give it more. Here would be a good example of like we can put a bounce pad up here. Like if you jump there, so the criteria would be it is maybe it's always like clear to the ceiling from this particular point. So we can find that, and then there is next to it. It's a little bit bad that we have like 3x3 sort of. Maybe we should calculate everything in not 3x3 and then upscale later. That would make more sense. Yeah, we could say like here there's a good place to put it because you can get up there, and then the height of the bounce pad would do that. Was this game a 3D platform? It's a FPS speedrunning game with procedural levels. Teleporters could be placed when you're like out on a ledge, like here, for example. It's like far from the center, and it could be teleporting you to another part of the center, like the furthest out teleporter from where you place this one, for example. Maybe there's only 2 on each level. Potential for maybe having a little bit fewer. Do 300 instead of 400. See what it does. It should be pipes. That would be the coolest part, but that's hard to make, so I don't know. Rocket jumping. Yeah, it's the S part of FP that FPS that is less utilized. So here's an example of like, oh, this is far from the center. Maybe there could be a teleporter there. Maybe if we have, maybe the placement should be in the opposite direction. Like if we have a ledge, we just check randomly sometimes in a direction that if there is a drop and then there's something there and the drop is long enough, then we can just find that position while we generate. And then we just place a thing there. So here would be like a drop, so you can like get that, and we collect all the potential positions, and then we pick a random like 7 out of those or something. You can get up there in this particular case, but maybe it's from here to up there. I don't know what you're trying to say, Turtle. Is it that it is unnecessary to have jump pads? Here's a non-simple idea. Imagine a gun, when you shoot an orb, it turns into a physics object. It gives you a bit of a knock, so you can hit orbs, set them up for an easier pickup later, get them to drop down to you. What if, like, let's take that and run with it a little bit. What if you had a baseball bat, and let's say you are in an opportune position. You're here. You're like slamming that so it goes into the wall and then pushes you back, giving you a shit ton of force backwards. Could be a fun little like thing to do here. Like poof. It just gives you a lot of speed. Cool. Let's start analyzing the level a little bit. Let's start with I think probably the springs, like in Sonic it would be a spring that shoots you up. So to do this, I think we're gonna need to like put some things in places as a debug thing. And we can search every single one, or we could search just the ones that we know we have visited, and that I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's remember which ones we have visited. In here somewhere. So we got voxels, fill. Let's remember, where do we, oh, that's the global bar. Visited an array of vector 3i. And then whenever we set a voxel here, we also add it, if it doesn't already exist, to this visited array. I wonder if we can do that without, because we gotta prune it so it's not adding multiple. So if visited contains what is it called? Find? This feels like it could be very, very slow. But it's bringing us the portrait to the next level. Maybe. Double equals. This should make it so it feels like it's a little bit slower doing this. Let me just try by eye. It's the same. Okay. So now we know which ones are visited. Now we can like find I'm gonna call it drop positions. I'm not getting used to the generics syntax of GDescript. So my thinking is we'll just pick a position that we have visited. So for P in visited, we check all of them, and then we check whether or not it's like open above and then open to one certain direction, like forward or something. Well, it's not generics, it's like the typed array stuff, I guess. It feels like generics. So assuming this is correct, and these are compared by some other way of, we'll see. So we can just check. Let's check above. If not, get voxel px py plus 1 and pz equals 0 because it should be open. Above, open. And then we get, and we pick one direction, and we probably like do a loop on this later. Right, that makes sense actually. But I think I'd rather not have you, it feels like one more variable to take into account. Maybe it's easier if you don't get to choose where, only the direction you're looking at or something. But we want another, let's do just one direction to start with. So instead we want to do, I'm going to do var dir equals vec3i, let's say forward. So this is the direction, open direction. We want to be open in this thing. Let's use D for the shortness of things. It needs to be open in the direction, and it needs to be open above the direction, and maybe like one extra above that direction. Cool. So that means we now have found a potential. Now we need to check if there's something below that point. So we're just gonna go say var cursor. Let's call it C. It's gonna be this. And then we're just gonna go like step down from here. So we're gonna do for y equals between the range between the current value. Probably don't need a dy there, but yeah. To 0. And then we want to check if get voxel cx c actually y z z is 1, we have found our height. Now I realize we probably should just do p.y here. Then we know like this is a place where it's good, and then we break. So we need to just remember that something hit here. So I don't know what the best way of doing that is, but probably just create a little box there or something. Just to debug. And then we just do like add, is it root? No, just add child, I think. Box. But we need to set the position. And this should be at this point C plus vector 3i up. And then we should multiply this by voxel size and I think add offset like we do here. Do we see any boxes anywhere? Sure don't. There was 2,705. Attempted to push back a variable of type array into a typed area of vector 3i. What? Oh, wait. So that didn't work. It looks like it's correct. It's found. It puts it at the wrong. We're using C. This doesn't work. This goes from, yeah, we should be from this to 0. That should work. Let's try that. There's nothing this time instead. Doesn't range work backwards? It says increases. So maybe we need to say -1 here. There we go. Okay, I don't... Why is it above? You can see here it's not, and here it is, so it is working. It's just, let's see. Oh wait, we're checking this value, but we're not. That's not what we're putting in. That should work better. That doesn't work at all. Okay, nothing. It's inside. Could be. Ah, look, this is it. So now we have found in one direction all the places where we potentially could put like a bounce pad, right? And if we just expand this to do it in multiple directions, like we get deer here, or D, we can just do a loop over a couple of directions. I think the directions here is a decent thing. Also, we should add this to the drop positions if it doesn't already exist. Cool. So now we just do 4D in directions. We get rid of this, and then we move that in a second or step. Now we get like a whole bunch of these drop positions here. This one is a bit weird. Oh, it makes sense. It is a big drop there. So we can remember more things if we make like a little tuple or something about these. We know how high or how low it would be. It is like the distance between this and the C here, yes. Do we make it drop heights? So we don't really want them multiple. Or do we create like a class that remembers these? The things I want to remember is like the direction that we moved in, so we know like which way we should position things. Yeah, we can create like a little mini class for this. Drop descriptor. It needs to have a var position. Below and a position above. Which should be, oh, it needs the direction as well. So if we could find our way back. This will not be that, it will be drop descriptor instead. And then we can create one here. There we go. Position above will be C times voxel size and up. Yeah, I think. And then this, we will not keep this box here, so we'll just do this, I guess. Position below should be that times this. Maybe times 0.5, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably good. And then we need the drop descriptor direction is D. And then we need to add it to the list. So drop descriptors. Push back. Cool. And then we need to not do this. Instead, we're gonna spawn this here, like spawn bounds pads or something. And we just say like var bounds pad count is a number. Let's say for our case like 30, and then we pick 30 drop descriptor things. For I in bounds pad count, but we do like the minimum of bounds pad count and drop descriptors size, so we don't like overstep. And then we simply actually we can put this here instead. 30. And then we just pick a random number. We could also like have a if this is not far, like if the distance I guess it's y minus py. That should work. Abs f, abs I maybe. If height difference is less than, let's say 5, continue. So we're not adding things if it's too low. In I. Cool. Then we just remove equals drop descriptors. I wonder Yeah, this should be random rand I multiplied by drop descriptors size, and then we want to do drop descriptors remove at index, and then this is where we want that little cube we created before. Let's do that again. I guess I forgot it inside of my... Did I do this? This. Thank you, Windows. So, in theory, we need to restart. Let's see if we find any display. Here we get a few, for example. This would be bounce pad. We probably should make them so that they can only appear at... oh, right. So this would be up there. Yes. Interesting. Here you can get up. So we might want to limit it to be higher drops. Is that all? But it places like 3 in all places where it matters, so yeah. Here I'm gonna be a bit nasty. We don't really need we don't need to check all of them. I'm thinking like the centers. How does that work? If we do modulo something on px modulo 3, for example, equals 1, and bz is that too. I'm thinking what I want to get I kind of want to get rid of some of these where they're next to each other. But these numbers seem to not have been that great. Because now we're never getting any. If I make it 0, it might also not work. Because the big grid is at like... Here's one, for example. Boing! That would work. Let us create the thing and optimize later, so we can sense if it feels good. What we can do and like check the ones that are already instantiated and check that we're not too close to them. Instead, maybe. Let's create a bouncy block. I guess we just create like a new scene or something, and make it a 3D scene. Let's add a mesh instance. Let's go grab the smooth cube. Make this some cool color. Go make it red. Why not? And then we're gonna add like area 3D and a collider that's hook shape. We're gonna call this like bounce pad. Save this as a prefab level. Bounce pad. Sounds good. Need a little script. Mask only the player. Level. New folder. This is like level mechanics. Create new script. Bounce pad. Extends node 3D. And then we're gonna set it up to be like triggered from when this has something. Gonna be lazy and do this just because we want to get on with our lives. Signals, body entered. On bounce pad, sounds good. We're just gonna say like player equals body as player. If player dot velocity dot y equals, and this is like the sport var force. I don't know, 100, pretty big number. Yeets you upwards, and then this is going to be referenced by the level generator. Export var bounce pad packed scene, and then we go back down. Here. Instead of box, we're gonna set it to be bounce pad instantiate as oh, we don't have that. This should be bounce prefab. Let's try it. Is there any red? Here they are. Boom. That works. First try. Oh. Whoops. Why didn't I hit the there? 100 wasn't like incredibly too much. Here, I'm very skeptical too. Why did them? I'm missing some check. That's for sure. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. That didn't work. Spikes in the ceiling. Yeah, it could be a solution. Boom. It's ugly as heck, but here's another one of those. Puzzling. So yeah, someone said it's already looking a bit like a bouncy castle. Maybe that should be the aesthetic. It's sort of the what are they called? The something or other. We know the drop length, so we could scale a force vector. Like if it's a big drop, we could bounce you further up. Like this one takes you all the way up here. Nice. Works. I need to take a short bio break. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Trailer. back. If you dash directly after jumping, you get the jump speed transformed into forward velocity. Hey, this is the same level. I thought I changed it. Alright, now it's entirely transformed today's level. Yeah, this, jump up. Oh, it's not. Is it? Bugging out a little bit sometimes. I don't know. If I'm just hitting my head there. Here is one of those that's... Let's take a look at the positioning here. We're doing something wrong, that's for sure. I don't think DY is ever gonna be a thing. PY is the current. I don't understand how it can be this and this. What we might do is rotate it towards the direction. But to see a rotation, we have to do this to make you see which direction is which. And forward or negative forward doesn't really matter. And then we rotate them when we're instantiate them. Remember the direction. Bounce pad. Look at this move changes it, right? And target should be bounce pad position plus drop descriptor direction, I think. And vector 3 up. This should make it so that we can see. Yeah, those are that direction. Let's try to find something that's obviously wrong. That is strange. I think so, yes. Oh! No, it's visited, so it should only be positions. Oh, that one goes up there for sure. Yeah, I don't know where this one comes in. Didn't the rotation work? Maybe I just thought the rotations worked. Rotation does not work. They're all in the same direction. Okay. Got it. It needs to be done here. There we go. So what's happening here is probably those up there. Are they skipping one, or? Because it must be those up there that generates that. Oh, here's the problem. We need to break. We shouldn't continue here. We should break. That's why. Because it kind of just ignored things. With any luck. Now we're not getting anywhere. Wait, it needs to be... We found a voxel. But it says CX is correct. That should be like the one with the offset. Try again. Now we're getting them. And only at good positions, right? Awesome. This works. Now the question is, how do we play something that's feeling a bit more... I guess one thing we could do is just take the one that we had and scale it up. It's like 2 instead. Of course it's... needs a nice little sound too. Boing. Cool, let's scale it. Also, Gold Buick, thank you for putting some attention to that. Oi, Feothx, what's up? Boing. I hit my head on something. That's fine. That's not too big of a deal. Now the question is, can we make those white or something to just make them fit better? It doesn't have to be pure white. We needed a little bit of that. That looks better. Fitting into the art style temporarily, at least. Then the question is, what kind of... my audio is too low. Okay. It's looking like you're correct. How about this? Is this better? I am using SSAO and a little bit of glow to get this look. Super cool is fine with it, okay. It's something like this. That we need. But I don't think this is gonna work out. Now I don't think we get any. right? Maybe those are never true at the same time for the places we want them. Like that. Now they're placed in sort of reasonable positions. And if we're really smart, we also take the bounce pad and scale it along X 2 times. Or is it? Six? Didn't work. Restart. Look at that, it works. Right, that's a problem. But we fixed that by just scaling everything down a little bit. Like that, maybe. And we just pick fewer spots for them. No, it is to pick up 25 orbs. So you don't have to pick up every orb. And you should do it in a short amount of time. And there is replays. Cries in mobile game dev, yeah. In short, how the level is generated. I can show you the code. So the way it works is simply, I have this grid of voxels, a 3D grid, that's of a certain size. And then I have a list of directions that I can like move in. Then I take a number of steps. So I like plop down a cube. Actually, what I do is I plop down a cube of cubes. It is actually, if I remember right, 3 by 1 by 3. And then I just take a step of that size in a direction, in a random direction. Sometimes I go up and down. Those are determined by these values here. Otherwise, I just take steps, fill those in with stuff. So it's what would be considered a what you call it? Like random walk generator. We just added these jump pads, which are semi-cute. Hello? Windows pipe screensaver. Too gross. That's a good one, Balrog. Math or units. I don't know. What are you saying? Like optimized. I was seeing someone doing like pretty good looking SSAO, pretending to or saying that it was at least pretty good performance on mobile. Let's put a little sound trigger in there. No, let's grenade bounce. That's the one I want. Let us also should this be a little bit bigger in this direction as well? Offset like this. That can't be right. Oh, we gotta offset it the right amount for this to be right. But this is close. This is close. Through. I gotta go outside and touch grass. It's a good idea. I already took like a little walk this morning. It was good. But I'm gonna do another one when I go get the kid in a bit here. It is like places like this where it doesn't quite work. Should we have a little bit fewer? Should we limit so they're not too close to any previous one? And then we're done with the placement of those. Let's see here. Level generator. Find drop positions. Spawn bounce pads. So what we can do after we have placed one is just remove all the drop descriptors that are too close. If drop descriptors size equals 0, rake. But before that, we can do like var drop descriptors drop descriptors equals these filter func dd drop descriptor dd dot, let's use the direction or position below distance 2 and the current one. Drop descriptor below, and then we put in like a little everything that's closer than 5 units to that, or everything that's further than that away gets to stay. I think. So now we should be getting less JIT. It's better. Also notice that we need to offset it the right amount. So if it was like this, it's sticking into and out of. As per usual, we just every change we do, we got to do one one where nothing happens. Wait, I know what it should be here. But why? Also, what's going on with the area here? Very hard to see where the area is. Okay. Script, level generator. Oh, we need to return this. It doesn't automatically return. That's why. Your generic ability system you were building, you finally targeted and then shot a projectile that exploded in impact. Woo! Holy shit. Go forward a little bit, but also they're too close to shit. So it needs to be bigger difference. Let's do 15 just to see if it removes some of those. We'll get one here. Seems about right. We get one here. They're placed in really weird positions for sure, but it works. Cool. Maybe 15 is good. Maybe 10 is good. I don't know. So usually it's like 3 tiles times 2 is 6. So 10 is probably pretty good. Yep. And then the last thing before we commit this is to adjust this, the offset of this one. It should be is it like 25? There's a whole like general idea with the game Gold, and the idea is that every day you will get a new level, and the goal is to pick up 25 orbs as fast as possible on that level that new level every day. So we don't really need difficulty levels. We just need you to play faster. The heck? Why is this so hard? Is it because this one has moved? That's why it's awkward. I'm looking at the wrong places. That should do it then. That's not correct at all. Why? The position it's gonna get is like centered. Am I pulling it the wrong direction or something? That's very close. It's just like it needs to go back. Is it here? Yeah, look at that. Boom. One thing we could do with these are place orbs in those very positions. So that here I would get like 3 orbs right straight up. Like that. We should also probably remove any orb positions that are close to these. And then just add forced orb position. We could just spawn them in here, I guess. We do it here instead, and then we can remove this should make it so that that orb that was on this is gone. Yeah, that seems to have worked. Maybe that's too far, I don't know. But then we can also spawn new ones between these. So let's do like 4 Y in range, and then we do like a few meters above the bounce position. Let's think. So we got the drop descriptor. This needs to go after all of this. Yes. So drop descriptor position below Y plus, let's say, 2 meters above. Oh, someone's calling. Anes? Is this one of those sales people? Probably yes. I think that's sales. It was a loan giver or something. Cool. Let's make these. Position above Y, and then we want to do like 3 meters between them or something. Let me just spawn the orbs like this. That would be a drop descriptor dot x, y drop descriptor dot y, z, and with any luck, should now have more of them. Didn't like that at all. Oh, position below x. See, now we got. I'm sure with the right effects that will feel pretty good. Still feel maybe there's too many of them. By the way, Hadouken, knock on wood, haven't had a single call from neither of the ones that they used to call me like twice a day in the last, I don't know, few weeks. Maybe 2 months. No, not, but 1 month. Maybe they went out of business or something. Okay, so maybe there's a little bit too many of these jump pads. That's where we're gonna tweak this, and then we're committing. How many do we want at a max? 10? Max bounce pad. Min bounce pad height. Let's do 10. Sounds good. Then we gotta find our way back to where we have that little 6 in there. Probably needs to be some other number. Any bounce pads? Ten is too much. Oh, this is in tiles. Now that I think of it. 3 tiles is more of a reasonable minimum height. But maybe 5 just to pick ones that are taller. It's more exciting with taller ones because that would make more orbs. But it seems to not happen as often. 4. It's gonna be the value we end up with, I guess. Boom. Boom. Now that we have bounce pads, should we try to spawn you like far down on a level or something? So you get more of a sense of a climb? Okay, I don't know. So this is the is this the daily seed? Yes, this is the daily seed with this. Let's see if we can get like a good score with these. It's not nice when you also I think I want to bring back, now that we have tried a little bit, I want to bring back the dash. And I'm gonna put jump on left click too. You can like jump with left click. I gotta restart to make that work. Jump with left click does not work. Because jump does not use the right thing. It needs to be using action name instead. Still no? Why are you like this? Never mind then. I'll live with space for jumping. Whoa. There's a... Where would I start with this level? Sometimes it feels like you're getting stuck on stuff. Probably because you're hitting... Yeah, you're probably hitting your head on that. If I'm running right into it, that height is fine. Okay. Set it up like this. $12 seconds. Hello, Merklu. What's up? $11 seconds. I'm doing some level generation. We just added the ability for the level generator to spawn these like bounce pads. There's no art yet, but they're recognizable, I guess. Beautiful day for allergies. That's probably true. I'm not having that big of a reaction today. It has been much worse. Someone suggested only recharge the dash when you have picked up an orb. We can simulate that really easily. Dash. This last dash. There's an interval in here. That's 0.6. If we make that like 98, then you can only dash once and then you wait 100 seconds. Now I cannot dash, but as soon as I pick something up, I can dash again. So also, maybe I should remove all forward force. Yeah, let's do that on the bounce pads. Do something like that instead. So, even if you're like dashing into it or something, you don't bump your head. That's probably better. Okay. Let's make a commit. Cool. I think we're coming up on, maybe it's time for me to take a little break. Feels like this can be so much faster. Actually, I know that it can be because I have a faster time. Yeah, I think I need a break. I need we spent a bit too much time today, like breaking my head over game design issues, and I need a little bit of a break. I will see if I come back in the afternoon, but I would guess not. Steam? No. Twitch. Clayman, maybe. Been a while.
Combat. With the physics-based combat.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out. Please wishlist Ocean Mirror, our main project, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Really feels
And
no.
yeah, you can also join the Discord if you want to chat about shit. Be nice. Hugs and kisses, peeps. See ya. If you want to, oh, by the way, I should do this too. Coffee. If you want to give us some money without giving Jeff Bezos any money. Be nice. Hugs and kisses. See ya.